Yeah, welcome to Cocktails Queens, where we talk about queens and drag race. What I got here. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second episode of
Cocktails with Queens. Hey. Today we're going to be talking about episode 2 of season 9 of Rupaul's Drag Race. We actually have a cocktail this week. This is the Strawberry Ginger Minj. Hey, girl.
And we'll definitely include a link to the recipe here in the description. You'll be able to check it out for yourself, make it at home.
Very yummy, very good. Gin is so underrated, and it is really so good. All right, so first things first, we got to see who the mystery queen was. Cynthia Lee Fontaine. Hashtag justice for cuckoo.
Justice for cuckoo. Cancer in the cuckoo. My cuckoo loves a cuckoo. My cuckoo has its own zip code.
I was happy to see her, though. I mean, of all queens to come back, she's definitely up there, especially given the circumstances of what happened and everything. I think she's a good TV personality.
I'm happy to see her. I'm not super excited, unfortunately. There were a lot of other people I would love to see return before her. But again, I don't know all the details of what had happened last season, with her leaving the show and whatnot. So it might be, really fair that she is back now. So I'm just looking forward to seeing what she has to bring this season. So I was super excited about the special guests they had this week. Being the B-52s, as well as Lisa Kudrow popping in on the challenge. And then once Rue announced what the challenge was going to be, being that it was a cheerleading competition, I was super excited about that as well. We haven't seen anything like that on the show before, so I thought it'd be really interesting to see how it played out.
Yeah, and it definitely was. Okay, so I should also take this moment to say, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the episode, this may contain spoilers, okay? So as we start to get into the cheerleading challenge planning process, we start to see a little bit of unhinging with James that we maybe sort of started to see last episode even. He's clearly not very comfortable, being there with all these huge personalities, especially whenever maybe a lot of times he thinks of himself as like a bigger personality, which is really sad to see, especially whenever the other girls were trying to encourage him and really trying to get him, uplifted and out of his comfort zone and just get his head in the game, but it just wasn't happening, He just was messing up the most simplest of lines. Really, really sad.
It was sad. It broke my heart a little bit to see all that.
Yes.
So getting into the challenge, we had the two different squads. We had the B-52 Bombers, and then we had Rupaul Glamazons. And this was super subtle. I'm not sure if this is something you noticed, but I thought it was so awesome that they were broken into those two groups because you could even see the style of each squad, the team name being implied onto their looks. With the B-52 Bombers, they all had bouffants, they had like the beehives, so really true to B-52 style. And the Glamazons, they all had like the long hair, the big hair, so more of like the traditional pretty RuPaul style girls. I thought that was super interesting.
I did not notice that.
I didn't notice it the first time. I noticed it watching it back this time.
That's cool.
And one specifically that stuck out to me as far as the look goes, I was super obsessed with it. I just want to make a note about it, was Sasha Velour. I thought it was so cool how she transferred her own unique style onto the whole Glamazon look. She had a really quirky thing going on here, but it was still super pretty cheerleader. So I just thought it was a really good example of how you can apply your own, your own style into all the challenges.
You don't have to give up your own style to sort of fit what the judges are asking for.
Exactly.
Rising to the challenge, so to speak.
She just really melded both together so well.
Nice. All right, so getting into the actual segments of the challenge, there were 4 different segments. There was the roll call, there was the tumbling, the group dance, and the stunting. I thought that each of those went very, very differently for both teams. In my opinion, I don't really think that one team did particularly better than the other. In the roll call, I really thought that there was just a lot of editing used, and I mean that in a good way for the producers. I just feel like they did a lot of that to make it look good, because in my opinion, you could tell a lot of the dancing was sloppy. It wasn't necessarily totally in sync like an actual cheerleading routine would be.
Right.
I don't know if some of the girls just weren't ready. Just wasn't completely polished. And when you have that many girls working together, that many different personalities, so many different strengths and weaknesses, it's kind of to be expected. But I guess just props to the producers for really making that all come together and look somewhat decent for TV. That being said, the tumbling portion, I thought that the girls did really, really well. I thought that there was certain ones that really, really shined, that really got to show their athleticism and their dance ability.
Right.
But overall, I thought both teams did really well. And unfortunately, the group dance I felt was sort of going back to the roll call, where some queens sort of dropped the ball. But they really ended on a good note with the stunting portion of the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
They all really came together. It looked really good.
Yeah.
Some of them literally rose to the occasion in terms of being like hoisted up and everything. That was really cool. And just like you were saying last episode, how you love seeing these queens thrown into challenges like that. That was definitely one for the books.
Yeah, it really was. We haven't, like I said, we haven't seen anything like that as far as challenges in the past have gone.
Mm-hmm.
I know y'all ain't starting this white-ass party without me. All right, we have the white party runway, starting off with Nina Bonina Brown. What were your thoughts?
With the other looks that she's done, just even a couple episodes into this, or one episode into the season, the Meet the Queens look, like it was very over the top, so deep in like what she does and clearly does well.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I thought it was a really nice way to show that she can do this too. Like she can do like pretty. It doesn't have to be like super crazy makeup and rhinestones glued to her face. Like, well, she still had some rhinestones.
She had a rhinestone glued to her forehead.
Yeah, but my point is like she still pulled off pretty very, very well.
I agree. I thought it was a little boring. Definitely middle of the pack. So.
All right, then Alexis Michelle, as she worded it, giving us glamour, but just turning it on its head a little bit. That definitely was the case. It was just a little bit. I thought it was kind of boring. I mean, they all have their own style, just not my style per se.
And then when Shea Coulee came out, I was just in love with it right away. I just thought it was a fully realized look, from the hair, to the bodysuit. It was sickening. She really does, embody a supermodel on the runway.
Definitely.
So she sells most of the garments she wears.
I love the lines, love the tits. It was great. Really good look for her. I love Charlie Hyde's look. I thought it was very pretty, like snowy elegance, like wintry, beautiful Wonderland look. I think that in the end, that might have been what saved her from being in the bottom two.
Oh yeah, I agree.
She just really carried herself beautifully on the runway, which is clearly, partly where she really feels comfortable.
Mm-hmm. To me, she was kind of serving like a UK alternate reality drag race hostess kind of thing. Like she's the British version of RuPaul.
Right.
That's what she looked like. Very like Charlie Hyde's Glamazon.
I see what you mean.
I was really happy when I saw Sasha come around the corner. I thought her look was really great, and it certainly showed another side to her as well. Like you were saying with one of the other girls, Nina, she was able to, really be beautiful with the look and just create something really interesting, still pretty, still at the unibrow. It was just a really great combination of different elements, I thought.
For Aja's look, I absolutely love the mouthpiece reveal, like the Hannibal Lecter sort of like wintry stuff. I guess if Hannibal Lecter were going to go to a white party, that might be what he wore in drag, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way, it was really, really sickening. I loved it. That mouthpiece, in my opinion, saved the outfit from being more on the meh side to me. Had a really cool moment.
It certainly elevated the entire look. The other, without that, it was a little more basic, a little more commonplace.
Yeah.
But I did love her inspiration, the reference as far as being an Illuminati princess. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny. She has a really good sense of humor.
Yeah. And then we had sweet little James Mansfield. What can I say? She came around the corner. I thought she looked great. I loved the outfit overall. The only real bone I had to pick with her was over her shoes. She wears a style of shoes that is really true to like the vintage retro style she's going for, like the little kitten heel essentially. I've seen these throughout a variety of her looks. So she has the same style of shoe in a lot of different colors. And as I said, it's really true to vintage styles. But I feel like because of that, she loses so much height. She looks so much shorter than she really is, and she's already very short. If I were her, I would be, having the same outfit and honestly just pairing a pump heel, 6-inch heel with the outfit. It would really elongate her so much, and I think that would really elevate her drag overall.
I loved the silhouette. Like, I thought it was a really cute look. But whenever you're really trying to stand out and really trying to save yourself from being in the bottom two, you really have to wow the judges. And just going back to her sort of and her like sort of kitschy campy character, You know, I don't know what she could have done necessarily, you know, not in her head or what I would have done even, but just something to really take it, like, over that camp factor, you know, fully realizing that character that, you know, the judges talked about. Just really taking it up a notch or 5.
Yeah.
God love her. It was still a great look. Really well done. It wasn't messy by any means.
Right.
It just wasn't. Now, Cynthia Lee Fontaine, bless her heart, I want to bring this up more again later, but I just felt like the outfit was too blue. Like, I just felt like it wasn't, you know, it had a good theme to it. It had a good sort of just overall cohesion to it. But I just felt like it was just not a white party look. It was just too many rhinestones or too many diamonds, and those diamonds were all very blue.
So you meant literally it was too blue?
Yes, like literally, like the light reflecting off of it, there was too much blue.
I didn't love the look either. I don't even remember the blueness being a thing, but overall I just wasn't blown away by it either, you know, and this being a past season contestant who's had the opportunity to come back, I would really hope that she would blow us away on the first runway, which she hasn't done, she didn't do, you know, and I was a little disappointed by that. I think I may have liked the entire look more if she had had a different headpiece, or maybe just a different hair with the dress overall and lose the headpiece, because I wasn't digging that with the dress.
Now, Pheromone's look, this was absolutely beautiful. Like, very elegant, very feminine. I thought that she was going to a white party in Vegas where she was, like, the star.
Yeah, like hosting.
Yeah, like, she was being paid to be there just to, like, walk around and flirt with everybody or something. Like, she looked gorgeous.
I agree. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was quintessential Pheromone with the look, and it really read Vegas to me too.
It did. It almost read more Vegas to me this time than it did with her actual Vegas look last episode. Right.
I loved it.
Beautiful.
Valentina, I could not believe it when I saw her. She was just such a gorgeous, stunning bride.
So pretty.
She looked amazing. The outfit was eleganza bride, you know? It wasn't even... I mean, it was a bride, but it was still drag. It was so there.
It was like bridal magazine bride.
Yeah, exactly. And
like, you're trying to sell that dress.
Right. And Ross's comment on, if there's any objections, shut the fuck up, was so appropriate.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm actually a wedding photographer, so I see a lot of dresses. I spend a lot of time on Pinterest, maybe sometimes more than I should. But this, like, brides, eat your heart out. This was gorgeous. I love a mermaid dress, and I love a cathedral veil, and she just pulled that shit together and gave me life. It was everything. Definitely deserved to win the challenge, which she did.
Yeah, yay, go Valentina.
Woo! Congratulations, especially for being picked last.
Yes, and side note, exactly. She was chosen last, and we didn't
whenever
mention
they were picking teams.
But we thought she looked amazing during the challenge. She was certainly serving cheerleader, you know, smile, face, more than a lot of the other girls.
Yeah, she was embodying the cheerleading character and really committing.
She definitely did stick out because of that as well.
Trinity Taylor's look, I felt like it was really well executed. It was nice. But just like Michelle said whenever she was giving her critique, like, you do sort of see, like, whenever you've seen that many seasons and seen a lot of drag performances, the whole, like, space queen, like, mega look, I'm sickening, my booty's from another planet, my booty is its own planet. That whole thing is, like, done. Like, you have to really... The only time I've seen, like, a space look or, like, an alien look or whatever, kind of like a futuristic one done that I've really loved recently has been Alaska Thunderfuck's look, where she, like, had the super long nails, like, the crazy hair, and, like, the snatched, like, smoke...
On All Stars 2.
Makeup, yeah, on All Stars 2. That is, like, that is so postmodern whenever you take that sort of futuristic thing and turn it on its head of, like, what you don't even expect it to be whenever you're referring to, you know, futuristic drag.
I agree with what you're saying and with what Michelle was saying. You know, we have seen very similar looks. I did think there was a lot of subtle differences with this than others, which are what I could value. You know, there were details that weren't as trite as we've seen on other, you know, space age bad cosmic bitch looks.
Are you referring to, like, the
there were a lot of little details, like on the pants there were, like, little things. Her makeup, I thought it was, like, really cute how she, like, had the black lips, but she had like a couple white lines. Kind of gave it very much a comic book sort of look to me. Overall, it was a little different, but it was a lot of the same too.
Right.
Kimora Black, I liked her look overall. I just didn't think it was the best for the runway challenge. I didn't think it was serving necessarily as clearly a white party look as some of the other girls were serving. It was kind of nautical, so it's kind of mixed messages there.
Yeah. What RuPaul said really resonated with me in terms of her not necessarily being able to tell a story with the look. I really did feel like that was lacking in the best, most great, and it was most constructive criticism way to word that on RuPaul's part. It just looked a little amateur to me. I thought that if they would have just done one thing differently, whether it be changing the color of the gloves to white, changing the bra to white, if one of those, or maybe less goldage and stuff like that on the hat, one of those things, if just one of those things were changed to white or removed or whatever, it would have really really would have sold it to me a lot more as a white party look.
Miss Peppermint. So Peppermint came out with another frosty look. I felt it was really similar to what Alexis Michelle was kind of serving with the hair. They had a lot of the same silhouettes. It was like, here's my tall hair, I'm frosted over, I'm an ice queen kind of thing.
Right.
And they also had, similarities with their initial runway, being like both from New York. It seemed that they kind of have a lot of the same imagery in their heads and, maybe examples where they pull, their styles from. That's me kind of just inferring, but I don't know. Immediately when I saw Peppermint, I instinctively just thought of Alexis Michelle's look that had come out just moments before. So I wasn't blown away by either one.
Eureka! I thought it was a really powerful look. I was pleasantly surprised.
I really liked Eureka's look. I thought it was really powerful, as you said. I just thought it was so 80s businesswoman type of look. She was kind of giving me like a Cruella de Vil meets Ursula reimagined at a white party. Exactly. It was like alternate reality female Donald Trump, real estate mogul. It was just like, it just
turned president.
Exactly. It just looked like a bitch that was, in charge. Like she owned 51% of this company. I was living for it. I'm always impressed when someone can wear a two-piece, wear pants on the runway, and really pull it off.
You did say that.
It was very strong, but very feminine at the same time. She paints really well, and that's a huge part of it.
All right, so as we got to the judges' critiques, as we said, Valentina won, so congratulations, Valentina. But the bottom two, dun dun dun, Kimora Black and James Mansfield.
We kind of saw that one coming on both ends there.
Yeah, it was a very fair judgment
it really was.
On everyone's part. I personally wasn't that entertained by either one of them. I really thought that the James Mansfield lip sync kind of epitomized everything that was going wrong there, because I thought that she had a good embodiment of the song, but only like, kind of like what Ross Matthews said, like only like 20%. Don't get me wrong, and James, if you happen to watch this, because I know you're on YouTube, I love you. You have a fan in me. I will come see your show. I'm just calling it like I see it, and it really was like she would like commit to like a shtick for like a line of the song, but it's almost like it just like fell apart in her head.
I was super excited when I found out they were lip syncing to Love Shack. I've always loved this song, and the B-52s being right there, I always think it's amazing when they get the chance to perform one of the artist's songs right in front of them.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure, but it's got to be exciting. The adrenaline's certainly there, I'm sure. I thought it was pretty even grounds, too, of a song to do.
Yeah.
Because, Kimora's obviously a really great performer. She's been performing for 10 years. I'm sure, she can... lip sync the House Down Boots, and it was a campy song, something that certainly seemed like it would be up James's, up his what's the word? On his alley.
On his alley.
Yes, on his alley.
James could have survived that. Kimora did not have that in the bag like some people I feel like do sometimes with like the song choice, like, and in the end, James went home.
I certainly felt though right off the bat, Kimora was she found the rhythm and the beat instantly. Like, she was hitting the marks. She knew the song. She had clearly practiced the song. Even though, as we said, it's probably not even a song she'd ever performed. Or even maybe knew, knowing who she is.
I don't see her performing that on her own accord.
Exactly. So I was super impressed by the way she really just got into it instantly. I thought she owned it the entire time. I thought it was clear that she was the winner the entire time. As you said, we never saw James really able to connect to the music, the beat, and commit to it the same that I felt we saw Kimura do. You know, she knew when to do these subtle moves and when to hold back, and she just placed the energy in the right, the right areas, I felt. All right, well, thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, hit like, let us know all your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what you thought of our little strawberry ginger Minj here if you happen to try it at home.
Yeah, please try it at home and let us know. And we just wanted to give a huge shout out before we put a cap on this episode. Thank you so much to whoever liked our episode last week. It really means a lot to us, and it gave us the encouragement to keep going and keep making these episodes.
Following our dreams.
We're just following our dreams. We just want to be YouTube stars.
Like, close it out better.